Last Friday, Donald Trump called into Fox and Friends for a 53-minute long interview. Because as we all know, being President of the United States, you have nothing better to do with your time than to spend 53 minutes talking to the morons at Fox and Friends. Well, this performance that the president put on a week or so ago caught the attention of somebody who knows a lot about mental health. And that person happens to be Yale psychiatrist Dr. Bandy Lee, who also happens to be the one who put together the phenomenal book, The Dangerous Case of Donald J. Trump. And if you haven't read that, I sincerely urge you to do so. But Dr. Lee watched this 53-minute segment where Donald Trump was on the phone ranting and raving like a lunatic. And Dr. Lee points out the fact that he was going through these conspiracy theories. He was going through things that we know are simply not true, making things up, lying about other things. It was, in my words, nuts. But in the words of actual mental health professionals like Dr. Bandy Lee, she was a little more diplomatic about her diagnosis of the president. And here it is. She wrote a recent op-ed. You can find a link in the description of the video. I have to read this because it's so amazing. The president's cognitive functioning alone, in terms of his ability to process information and thoughts, has deteriorated to the point where he has difficulty stringing together a single coherent sentence. His word-finding difficulties, repetitions, and loose connections are only superficial indicators of a more serious, deeper process. He has additionally shown multiple neurological signs, including slurred speech, movement abnormalities, and confabulations, filling in gaps of memory with fabricated stories. Now, she also went on to say something else that I also found remarkable. His erratic decision-making is sparked by times of increased stress and pressure. For example, she talked about the fact that during Michael Cohen's hearing, when he was dishing all that dirt on Donald Trump and implicating him in financial crimes, at the same time he became so stressed and angry and unable to process things that he essentially ended the nuclear talks with North Korea. And we've seen how much that deteriorated. So there are real consequences to Donald Trump's actions. At the height of the impeachment hearings just a week or so ago, he pardons 3 war criminals. His erratic behavior, his cognitive malfunctioning is having very real-world consequences. And that's what Dr. Lee is warning us about. This isn't just about her attacking the president because she doesn't like him. None of the mental health professionals who contributed to her book are doing this just because they hate him. It's because there's very real consequences from the fact that we are ignoring the mental health issues of the President of the United States. His doctors, the White House doctors, the one that started it off and then immediately got it replaced because he was so awful, didn't do the proper tests to see if the president was all there. The current White House physician who took over has not done adequate testing to see if this man may actually have Alzheimer's. This is not to mock the president. This is not because we all hate Trump. This is because the man controlling the nuclear codes, making decisions that affect the lives of every single person in this country, shouldn't be in the hands of somebody who can't trust their own brain. And as these mental health professionals continuously warn us, that person is Donald Trump, and there is something wrong with him. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.